Hey guys, what is going on? So I just wanted to hop on here and talk about the launch of the Intelligent Elephant Ecdysterone, when you can kind of expect that, as well as clarify some differences between the Intelligent Elephant Ecdysterone and other brands, because there seems to be quite a bit of confusion there, and just want to clarify that to some degree. So first thing, obviously, the launch. I was told that, it would be coming in a couple of weeks. I think that was like a couple of weeks ago. I'm not sure if that was when the, product would actually, come in, but in terms of everything on the back end, getting customer service on point, everything like that, I was told, as I checked in recently, that the super conservative launch date was going to be October 1st, but they're trying to get that closer to mid-September. So I would guess maybe 3 to 4 weeks, or to just kind of roughly say next month. September seems to be a pretty accurate thing, but I don't fully know when that is going to launch. We don't have a specific date yet. That is unfortunately a little bit further out than I was initially expecting, but that is the information that I have as of now. So gotten quite a few questions in terms of people saying, I have X amount of Turk. Is this going to last me long enough? Hopefully it will, for those who have been asking, but that is the information that I have as of now. Otherwise, in terms of the difference between this Ecdysterone and other products, this is something that, it's very hard to explain. I don't know how I can really effectively explain it, because I don't know everything that goes on. I can only go off of, communication that has happened between me and these other companies, right? So with Ecdysterone, with this Ecdysterone, first off, I want to say, I've said this multiple times, but the dose, how much it's going to cost, everything like that is exactly the same as Turkesterone, which is 500 milligrams per capsule, 60 capsules per bottle, $45 after coupon code is the price, and it is complex, right? Properly complex. And so with Turkesterone, it is 10%. With the Ecdysterone, is going to be 98%. So just based on that alone, it should be apparent that that is a very good deal on Ecdysterone, even if you completely neglect, the complexing and the potential differences there. Even if you just fully disagree with the concept that you can properly complex something versus just mixing it in a vat, there is a clear price discrepancy. There is a clear potency difference between this product, and I don't think anything else needs to be said. But in terms of the difference between the complexing process, I can only go off of what has been told to me, because obviously I'm not there manufacturing the product, but I can go off of what has been told to me, by Derek versus what's been told to me by Huge Supplements. And one of the issues, with Huge Supplements, when they had their new batch of Ecdysterone, the one that didn't just come out, but the one prior to that, is that it smelled and it tasted different. And I was trying to communicate with them like, hey, what is going on? I have a lot of people concerned about this. And they basically said it's a different batch. And that's all they could really tell me. They didn't have the information to give me about the manufacturing process and what the actual difference was. So that was kind of an unsatisfying answer for a lot of you guys. That was pretty unsatisfying for me, but I basically just went ahead and said it's a different batch. I don't know what else to say. That's what they're telling me. And in terms of how they complex it, it was a similar thing. Like I've asked, how is this done? What is actually in this capsule? And they just said it's, 50% of the cyclodextrin, 50% of the Ecdysterone. So I'm just going to assume, I don't know for sure, I can't speak for them, but I'm just going to say that it is more likely that it is just mixed, that is not properly complex. In terms of the size of that company, in terms of the turnaround times that they're able to complex it, versus Gorilla Minds being significantly larger and having massive turnaround times for their Turkesterone, how long that took, the expensive process and the time-consuming process for that, I would just assume that they're not doing the same thing. I don't know 100% for sure. I don't know 100% what that all entails in terms of the proper complexing process, but that is what is going to be done with the Ecdysterone. And notably, they are going to have more access to this expensive, legitimate pharmaceutical procedure, as opposed to just, like mixing it, for example. So that's what I've been told. I'm choosing to trust Derek based on what he's told me. He's obviously giving me a lot more information. But at the end of the day, if you think all that is a bunch of BS and you think it's all the same thing, well, I really can't convince you otherwise, because, that's just going to be your opinion at the end of the day. And I don't fully know the difference because, again, I'm not the one actually there manufacturing. So it ultimately comes down to, do you trust what Derek is saying? Do you trust that that is going to be an actual different thing, and that's going to be significant in the improved absorption? But obviously he is choosing to undergo that process with the information that he has. And it seems that that procedure and doing all of that for the turkesterone has yielded a very good result for those taking it. And that is why, that turkesterone seems to yield much better results than just like raw Turk with, an unspecified standardization or something like that. So I would assume that is significant, but I can, only go off of experience and what I've been told. And that's what I've been told. But like I said, even if you completely don't believe that that is the case, a lot of people are telling me that Huge and the Intelligent Elephant are the same thing. So let's just assume that. Let's just assume that you're getting the same exact thing, 60 capsules, same dose, which it's not the same dose. It's actually 500 milligrams, of the Ecdy in the Intelligent Elephant, but let's just say it's the same thing. Well, one is cheaper. So even if you think they're the exact same product, one being cheaper, at the end of the day, I think that's significant enough. I think a lot of people are going for Ecdysterone because it is a cheaper alternative to turkesterone. It seems like you can get away with a lower dose in terms of the amount of capsules that you take. Obviously, the overall milligram content that you're getting with that level of purity may be higher, but that's why I'm super excited about that. So just wanted to clarify that. At the end of the day, like I said, I don't actually know the full extent of the manufacturing process, and I'm just going off of what I've been told. But to me, it seems like a landslide victory versus that. And for Muscle Empire, what I've been told is that that is 30 to 35% purity. So if you're going to pick between Muscle Empire and Huge, Huge is significantly more potent. And, assuming that that cyclodextrin is going to improve the absorption, that means it wins to an even greater degree. And therefore, I would say if you're going to choose between those two companies, Huge is the superior option. But when Intelligent Elephant does come out, I think that is clearly the superior option, just based on price alone. But then if you factor in the complexing process, that could bring it up even more. So anyway, just wanted to get all that information out there for those who are interested. I know there's a lot of confusion there. Hopefully the Ecdysterone launches sooner rather than later. And hopefully it is, everything that we've been expecting and more, and everybody's able to get awesome gains, and the stock will be sufficient for all of us to get some. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that. I'll keep you updated, and I'll talk to you soon.